Welcome to the inaugural episode of Military Rations Through History, my new members-only series that covers the history of military rations from ancient times all the way through the 20th century. We're starting out in the 20th century with World War II, and a favorite meal of the German Waffen SS and the Wehrmacht. Goulash soup, or just plain old goulash if you prefer, is the perfect meal for soldiers. It is very tolerant of substitutions of ingredients, and it's filling, hearty, and warming. Exactly what the elite Waffen SS soldier needs to keep going. Let's you and I go on a journey of imagination. Let's imagine ourselves among the Schutzen of the Waffen SS, specifically the 1st SS Panzer Division, Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler. The time is early 1943. The place is Kharkiv, Ukraine. We find ourselves the very linchpin of Manstein's defense of southern Russia. He's desperately trying to put the shit back in the horse. And if we don't hold Kharkiv, there's a real good chance that all of Army Group A is cut off in the Caucasus and destroyed. Things have quieted down a bit, and a few supply trains have managed to trickle through. So we've got a decent amount of fresh vegetables. The meat situation, however, is not looking quite so good. The cooks tell us that they found something. Best not to inquire too deeply about what that might mean. Let's enjoy a nice hot bowl of goulash soup. Welcome back to the MRE Scout Back 9. We're here at the rocket stove again. To add an element of realism to this meal, I wanted to use something other than a nice piece of like chuck steak or something that I could buy at the grocery store. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to find any horse meat, but I was able to find something that you might consider a little bit off. An MRE jalapeno beef patty. It's not horse meat. It's gonna make the stew spicy, but this is definitely not a nice piece of beef either. Let's get that pot on the stove. Once again, I'm using the Fire Maple Bento Lunchbox Camp Cook Set. It's so simple. It's a pot, it's a pan, it's a plate, it's a grill, and there's a link to it down below in the description. This recipe below in the description is for 2 servings. If you want 4, just double it up. If you want 6, double it up again. But for the 2 servings, we're starting with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. To the oil, we will add a clove of garlic. Listen to that simmer, baby. Oh yeah, got garlic going real nice and good. To the garlic, we will add about 1/2 to 1/4 of an onion, some celery, carrots, sliced bell pepper. It's looking good and smelling good already. To that, we're gonna add a tablespoon of tomato paste. Optional ingredient. You don't like it, you don't have it, you don't wanna use it. No problem. All right, let's just give everything a quick little stir. To this, we will add beef broth, 1 cup of. If you don't have beef broth, or you would prefer to use water, that's perfectly fine. 1 potato, diced up relatively small. So we're gonna use this MRE beef patty. Now this is slightly less meat than you should be using in this recipe. For 2, this recipe calls for 250 grams of meat. That's about 1/2 pound. This is too little, but we're gonna cut it up small because remember, just like in the real Waffen SS, there wasn't always going to be a prolific amount of meat available to us. So we gotta make do with what we got. Beef going in the pot. I'm so excited about this, I can hardly contain myself. Into the goulash goes the spices. Now, it wouldn't be goulash without smoked paprika, so make sure you have at least a tablespoon of smoked paprika in there, salt and pepper to taste. Caraway seeds, 1/2 tablespoon of, optional, I put them in. Oh my God, this is gonna be fantastic. Now let's give this all a gentle stir, gentle, because we're right about at the capacity of this pot. Oh, this goulash looks fantastic. It's becoming more and more difficult for them to replace their losses. So the standards that they set for these SS Panzer divisions and Panzergrenadier divisions starts to decline. It's getting to the point where any warm body will do, instead of the minimum height requirement of 185 centimeters and must look like an Aryan and must be this and must be that. We all know that Himmler convinced Hitler to press foreigners into service in the Waffen SS. And there's a huge difference between an elite division like the 2nd SS Panzer Division Das Reich and Estonian SS troops. So yes, they were kind of elite at the beginning of the war. By the end of the war, they were warm bodies like many other German formations at that point. Oh, look at that. That is looking fantastic. Everything is looking incredible. Oh, it smells so good. I seriously cannot wait to eat this, but it's got a bit longer to go. So let's cover it back up. Let's get that fire hot again. Ah. Okay, don't try this at home, kids. The whole point of the rocket stove is it's supposed to be a draft at the bottom that prevents me from having to do that.
Is that the whole point of the doomsday machine is lost? If you keep it a secret, why didn't you tell the world, eh?
It's the whole point of this machine. There we go. Whew. It is colder than a witch's left one out here tonight. And this goulash is going to be fantastic to warm up with. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at that goulash. It is beautiful. It's thickened up. It's been simmering for about an hour and a half now. The potatoes have softened up. The meat looks fantastic. The carrots. Oh, the broth just looks amazing. Dude, I cannot wait to tear into this. I'd say it's ready to go. I think your average German soldier would have probably been served this over a bed of mashed potatoes. I don't have any mashed potatoes. I think it would be great over egg noodles. And unfortunately, I don't have any of them either. But what I do have is some nice fresh bread. But like an idiot, I forgot a spoon. All right, well, if you're a German soldier on the Eastern Front in 1943, it literally doesn't get any better than this. A bowl of delicious, spicy goulash with some mystery meat in it, but nevertheless, still good. A cup of hot coffee, a couple of cigarettes. Life just didn't get any better than this. Dreams of leave back home in Germany aside, it just wouldn't get any better than this. Hot meal, warm you up from the inside out on a horribly cold day, Russian winter. Just a fox. You're getting a little closer. One of our resident foxes smells the food. Sounds like he wants some too. Well, you ain't getting none, my friend. You can have that potato I threw on the ground. I cannot get over how delicious this is. Well, my friends, it is official. Goulash soup, or just plain old goulash if you prefer, might just be the best kept secret the Germans had in World War II. On those rare occasions when the supply situation was good for the German soldiers, and they could expect a nice hot bowl of this from their cooks, those must have been some good days. It really wouldn't get any better than that. For a German soldier on the Eastern Front of World War II, a bowl of this, a hunk of bread, a cup of coffee, and a cigarette, life would be good for one more day. I strongly encourage you to make this at home because it's freaking delicious, and it's just as easy to do in a kitchen as it is out here over a rocket stove. In fact, it'd probably be a lot easier in the kitchen. If you're not already subscribed, please click that button, ring that bell, hit that like button. Tschüss, auf Wiedersehen.